What is up, everybody? I'm George Masi. I'm here with my co-host Marshana Jais Favento. So last night, 90 Day Fiance. Before the 90 days, we're on season 5, episode 8 aired. Before we start, there was no Memphis or Hamza last night, so we won't see what happens with them for another week. But we do see in the previews that she is demanding a contract to be signed before they get married. So we don't know if that's going to get signed or not. So we're going to have to wait and see. So let's talk about what we did see last night. So Ella and Johnny. So we saw Ella, we didn't see Johnny, and Johnny has his ticket to Dubai, but he's hesitant because he doesn't want to come to the United States due to the pandemic, and he's afraid that getting COVID would be extremely expensive if he was in the United States with no health care. So Ella has come up with the idea of going to Dubai with him, which I don't know how this is a long-term solution because it's only a 2-week trip to Dubai. So that still wouldn't solve anything. But she said that to show that she's in it for the relationship and in it for the long haul, she wants to go there and show him that she would be there for him and she was willing to sacrifice as well. What do you think? What do you think about all this? I feel like it's pointless because 2 weeks is not forever.
Well, no, I don't think that it's pointless. I think it's important for them to meet face to face. Then you could know if there's a future. If you haven't met face to face, then why is anybody moving anywhere? Don't make the commitment to move if you're not at least going to meet face to face. So I don't see that it's futile. I don't think he really wants to come. I think he's hiding behind COVID. But I don't want to take away from people who are definitely fearful of getting COVID because that was a real thing and people were dying of COVID, right? So that's valid. The part I'm stuck on that really struck me last night was when I believe it was Ella's mother who was like, I don't feel safe with you going to Dubai. What did she say? She was white. She was
Was naive
naive
and a
she
woman.
was and a woman. And I'm like, clearly, mother over here has never been to Dubai. Now, having been to Dubai, spent time in Dubai, it's the safest city that I have ever visited around the globe. Safest, 0% crime. You could leave the keys in your Rolls Royce, Ferrari, Lamborghini, running, keys in the car, running, go into the Dubai Mall, pick up your order from Chanel. Your car would run out of gas before anybody would take it. Okay. I did not have to worry about anything. I didn't have to worry about is someone going to steal my purse? Is someone going to do this? Is someone going to do that? I didn't have any of those issues. So I'm not really sure what being a woman, I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding it.
I didn't understand it either. And Ella's dad also made a comment that said the Middle East isn't a place that you would want to be right now. And I didn't understand where he
I
was
don't know
getting
what
that
that
from.
is. I was in Dubai when the pandemic started to hit in early March of 2020, and I made it on the last flight out of the UAE, and I got back to America, and I was like, man, the UAE wouldn't have been a bad place to get stuck. It was amazing. I enjoyed my time in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, and you can tell that they have a limited worldview. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. And another thing that stood out to me was Ella's mom said that she met a guy from India and she had a long distance relationship that didn't go anywhere
Yeah,
as well. So this is kind of a pattern for her going
absolutely.
all in. And then she even asked her parents for financial support last night, which they were very lenient on it. Well, I don't want to say lenient. They said we would help you no matter what, but they felt like since this is a pattern for her, they don't really want to get involved. And I don't blame them for that. I feel like she goes all in these relationships, and these guys are just not as into her as she is into them. So we have to see how this is going to go.
Yeah.
All right, so Caleb and Alina are still on the show. So I know everybody has known. We didn't really address it here, but Alina is going to be removed from the show at some time in the future due to some comments that she made, some pretty vile comments that she made on Facebook. So we're still following their story as of right this second because I saw last night on the preview that they're still there next week. So I'm assuming after next week, possibly no more Caleb and Alina. But what we saw tonight was Caleb and Alina having trouble coming to an agreement of what their relationship is even going to be. Caleb doesn't want to really take it any seriouser than he is right now because she doesn't even really tell him everything. She's not honest. Elijah had to force her to tell him about the relationship that she was in when their relationship started. And I just don't know how this is going to go. Before her even being removed from the show, I didn't see how this was ever going to be anything serious anyway.
Listen, I think Caleb is looking at the reality of being with Alina, and he is like, how can I get out? And Elijah has given him his out, really, because if Elijah had not forced Alina to be forthcoming about the status of her previous relationship and that she was living with this person even when she was talking to Caleb,
Yes.
it's like now Caleb can just be like, ooh, there's my out. You're dishonest. Oh, whoops, I can't do it. So like, I mean, I feel for both of them because you do a show like this, and as much as we love looking at it and we love watching these train wrecks show up season after season, and we take people's lives for fodder, it's fodder for us, but for them, I don't think that they're just people who want everyone to know their business. I think that they would like to maybe reap something, as they should, right, from being on the show of the status of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. And if they are in fact removed from the show, I feel for both of them because they're going to lose the exposure, the maximum exposure that they could have gotten had they remained on the show for the entirety of the season. I don't think that anybody should be on TV just telling their personal, intimate details of their lives just for the sake of being popular. I think that they should all monetize and capitalize on any notoriety or infamy that they get. I won't call it fame, but and I feel for them. So I do like that we're going to see them next week. And I'm hoping that things work out for the best. I haven't seen the alleged posts from Alina. I hear that they're really bad. So I personally haven't seen them. But it would just be sad if they were removed and so prematurely. But you all tell me in the comments and below what happened because I'm staying out of it.
I've seen the comments. I don't want to talk about it though, but yeah, tell us what you guys think should happen. Do you think TLC did the right thing by removing them from the show? Do you think this was too drastic? I think they did the right thing, but I want to know what you guys think. All right, so let's talk about Kim and Usman real quick. So last night, she got him in her room.
Do we have enough time to get into Kim and Usman in part one?
I'm hoping that we have to get it. We have enough time.
I got to say, Kim.
So Kim was trying to seduce him last night. And a lot of people online have a lot to say about it because if the tables were turned, they just don't agree with seducing someone when they said no. Okay, go. I pick you.
Let's not use the word seduce in this case.
I was using it because she used that word.
No, what she did was try to pressure him to have sex with her. She was using every high pressure tactic that I have seen. She flat out demanded it. Okay. That's not sexy. That's not seduction. Seduction is alluring. Seduction is something that compels and pulls somebody in, that is enticing to them. What she was doing was an absolute turn off. Every high pressure tactic. I don't want to cut you off. We'll revisit my thoughts on it later, but you finish what you were saying.
Well, I mean, I agree. I feel like what Usman said, it should be a natural thing and they should decide together if they want to become intimate. And that's how it should be with anyone in any relationship, regardless of how long you've known each other, if you just met, if you've been together for a year. It's a mutual decision when you want to be intimate with each other. And I feel like she didn't really give him the option to decide. She just said, I've been here this time. I came all this way, almost like this is what you should give me. And I feel that she felt that way based on giving him gifts, him accepting gifts. And I do feel that Usman is definitely leading Kim on. He's saying the things that he believes are keeping her on the hook. You don't think so? By saying she's beautiful.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I think that if he were leading her on, he would give her exactly what she wanted to just keep her within the snare. Here's the thing. She was using every high pressure tactic that we know that would be unacceptable if a man ever tried to do. Have sex with me. Why don't you want to have sex with me? Then coming back and then crying and you're going to make me sad. And I'm going to be, oh my God, if you leave, I'm going to be sad. And then when she brought her son into it, I thought that was really grossly inappropriate because she was like, you're going to have to answer to my son. My son's going to curse you out. And it's like, Kim, really? Is your son really going to curse Usman out for not sleeping with you? I think the point for your son to be involved would be if Usman did go ahead and sleep with you and then didn't call you, didn't answer your text, still said we're not in a relationship, still said I don't want to be with you. I think it's right of Usman to not take things all the way if he really knows that he's not fully invested. And I didn't like that she brought her son into it and was trying to make Usman feel bad to say that now my son's going to be angry with you. I don't think her son would be angry at Usman for not sleeping with her. I think I think
she was saying he'll be angry because of how he was treating her.
How was he treating her? Like, no, how was he treating her? I think he was honestly responding to her high pressure tactics by standing his ground. Like, I'm just going to stand my ground. I'm not going to sleep with you. I'm not going to do this. I think he was responding that way. If we want to look at the relationship overall, outside of what we saw happen on this particular night in question, I think then you could probably draw the conclusion that Usman led her on. Because if he wasn't leading her on, then maybe the trip to Tunisia doesn't even happen. Or no, Tasmania. Where are they? Anyway. Tanzania doesn't even happen. So I just feel like if you want to look at that, but for her to bring it up within the context of him refusing to sleep with her, and then him leaving, coming back, and all the like tactics she was trying to do, that's not sexy and that's not romantic. And I don't feel like Kim really has to play things that way. I think that she is a woman who, of her own accord, a man will be attracted to. And if it's not Usman, that's fine. It's just not going to be Usman. You don't have to do all of these things to pull somebody in or to pressure somebody in.
She had her heart set on this relationship and being with this man. And I think the idea of her coming all this way and leaving and not getting that got to be too much for her. And she felt that she had to pull in the stops and do these tactics to try to get him on board. And Kim doesn't need to convince anyone to be on board. She's a good woman. She's an amazing mother. And if he's not interested in her in that way, then exactly. Wash your hands of the situation, move on, and find the right man for you. He may not be the right man for you. He might be the man that you want, but he may not be the right man for you.
He's not the one that she needs. Actually, I don't see him bringing anything positive to her life in that sense, but I do hold respect for him for not giving in. He didn't want to sleep with her. He didn't do it to prove anything. I think that shows some level of integrity. I'm not saying Usman's the best man in the world, but it shows some level of integrity.
It does. All right, guys, that's it. We have run out of time for part 1. That was 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 5, Episode 8. I'm George Mossey. This is my co-host, Marshana Jayas-Pavento. 13,000 tweets last night, guys, on a football night. So you guys are coming out and showing it. Thanks for supporting the podcast. We will talk to you guys really soon.